Welcome back to the Jason Reuter Coaches Show here on the Bear Network. I'm your host, Gary Olmos. We talk about Bradley Central basketball, being joined by Coach Reuter. And Coach, we're about 3 weeks away from the postseason beginning, I guess it would be. And the Bear's obviously going to win the district this year in District 6. And we'll have that tournament coming up down at Howard. I think it starts the 18th of February, something like that. Our last game is February the 14th, which is Valentine's night. That will be our senior night with Knox Catholic there. But and before we go any further, let's stop and thank Lynn Jones, the man who has done a lot for this community. And again, last night he provided a lot of free tickets for the students at 2 elementary schools. He's got one more night, I think he told me last night on the air, and that will cover all the elementary schools in Bradley County for whatever time frame he's talking about. But he goes out of his way and always has a great time. He enjoys coming and watching the kids, and he said, look at all these little kids here, you know. And we need more people like him in this community who has compassion and love for the community and has financial well-being to make things happen, you know.
Yeah, tremendous outpouring of the crowd last night. I was really surprised how many were there. You know,
really good.
Lynn has been having Lynn Jones night here for, I think this is the second year of this, and he picks a couple schools and gives, like you said, gives them free tickets and concession stand, and you know, some take advantage of it, some don't. But I think last night was Black Fox and help me out. I can't remember.
Taylor Prospect. He told me, but I can't. I knew Black Fox because Black Fox even had their cheerleaders here.
You know, and Lynn is doing this just out of helping kids. You know, providing a way for them to come. You know, I remember what it's like being in elementary school. To go to a high school ball game was a big deal. I didn't get to go a whole lot, and it wasn't just your family has other things going on. It's commitment, time. But on Tuesday night to have, I don't know, there's probably, I don't know, 250, 300 elementary kids running around in the gym. That probably wouldn't have been here without Mr. Jones, Lynn's support. So he's been a blessing, and he's a proud alumni of Bradley High, and we're blessed to have him helping these kids. And you're right, he helps a lot, and you know, his heart is in the right place, and he's a man that gives all the credit to the Lord, and that makes it even better.
Yeah, and who knows, it may be something that triggers a young kid to do something that he wouldn't ordinarily do because he hadn't seen it, you know. And he said there's a lot of kids been here for the very first time to a ball game. Parents may not be financially able to bring a kid. It doesn't cost that much to get in, but he said there's some people living in the poverty areas that, hey, let's help them out a little bit. And he does a lot of stuff that he gets no recognition for. This is one of those things that he does at the school here, but there's a lot of things that go on that he doesn't want any credit for it. You know, I'm not after that. I don't need that. I've got God on my side, and I can do, with his blessing, I can do a lot of things to help people who are in need. So that's what he's really after that. But the win last night at Ooltewah, we had another good thing happen. Avery Brewer, one of our seniors who signed with Sanford, got the 1,000-point ball presentation last night prior to the game, and that's 3 girls now, and you got Camorra with 1,700 points. I think it's somewhere around 17 before last night, and then Harmon with 1,400 or so, and Avery's over 1,000 now. So you got a lot of points being scored off by the Bearets. But that was a fun presentation for her, and I think the really neat thing about it, if you happen to be close enough to see that ball last night, she got those points against Montverde down at Montverde Academy, and it's on the ball. It says that.
It does say that, yeah.
I think that's going to be something she's going to show to her kids way down the road, you know, say, hey, look at this.
Played the #1 team in the country, and we give them a good battle, and we come up short. But yeah, I think, you know, you're right. I thought about that a little bit myself as I looked at the ball, and we presented that to her right before the tip-off. I thought, well, of course, you know, Avery, here we got a situation where 1,000-point club, Gary, you're kind of the unofficial kind of historian of Bradley sports around here, and I'll say that about you, and we appreciate all that you do, keeping up. It's a labor of love. I know you don't get paid anything for your services, but you can tell me probably, I think I'm right, there's probably only, as storied as this program is, there's probably only 18, 20 girls in that 1,000-point club?
It's just a little over 20.
21?
She's one of them.
Yeah. And people say, well, boy, I thought you would have more than that. And we're going back all the way to Jim Smitty and before that. But when you're playing on a really good team, the points are distributed more equally.
Exactly.
You don't, very rarely will you see me with a 20-point girl because I've been blessed to have balanced teams. And we have so many blowouts. last night, we didn't play this Tatiana, Harmony, Avery, Malia. We didn't play them in the second half. And, I think Kimura got in there for like 3 minutes only because she played 8 minutes in the first half.
She had 10 minutes total last night.
So it's unfortunate. We're playing a team that we're a lot better than, and the score is really lopsided. But if you look at the box score, you said Kimura played how many minutes?
10:41 to be exact.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I've got a starter there basically who didn't get a workout yesterday, and Avery Brewer played what?
11 minutes.
11 minutes. So, we're trying to be. We called the press off with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and I know there's a little bit of. I saw a little bit of a. You could feel the buzz in the air. The crowd senses when you get 94, 96, 98.
Yeah.
Now, certainly, if we weren't pressing or trapping, we're just playing half court man to man, and our goal was not to try to score 100. But if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. And they got 99, and everybody got to play a lot of minutes. Our bench got more minutes than our starters, a whole lot. And but that game is over, and we'll move on. We got to. I think our kids distributed the ball again last night. I know that I'm
28. Let's see.
26 assists.
26 assists. Yeah.
That's the thing I'm the most proud of. It's a lot more enjoyable when you coach a team that. Not every team can do that. You don't see us taking a whole lot of bad shots because I'm not going to let you. And number one, we've got too many good players for you to force bad shots. Some teams have girls that have to take bad shots, Gary, because they don't have any other better option.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have that option. We don't have that situation. So anyhow, proud of my girls, great crowd, and thank everybody for last night. And Avery is a special young lady, and she's a captain for a reason. And I'm going to miss her, but you know what? I got a few more weeks with her, and we got some unfinished business to take care of.
Yeah, we got a lot of business to take care of. And speaking of taking care of business, we'll have a game Friday night here at 6 o'clock, girls only game with the JV at 4:30, and we'll have the varsity at 6 o'clock. And that will be, both games will be broadcast. We're going to carry them both live on the radio. The JV girls too.
Are you talking about the Cleveland?
Clarksville game.
No, there's no JV Friday.
There's no.
Friday we play Clarksville here.
Oh, I thought we had a JV.
No, they don't even have a JV program.
Okay.
They're only a varsity team only, yeah.
All right, well, we're going to carry that game.
Okay.
On the radio Friday night, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, one game.
And it'll be a fun game. Of course, the big deal there is with Lauren Hassel, the 6'3" sophomore, ranked number 1 in the state of Tennessee for the class of 27, ranked number 11 in the nation. She's getting a lot of press. She comes from a very strong athletic background. Her dad, Trent, played at Clarksville, the old Clarksville High School, wasn't the academy there, and then in college and in the pros. So she comes with all the credentials.
We went up there on December 21st, I believe, and I remember it well. It took us, Lord, I don't go to Clarksville a whole lot. Do you?
No, I have no reason to.
It's 45 minutes out of Nashville, northwest, but it took us. Should be a 3-hour and 20-minute drive. It took us 4 hours and 20 minutes.
We got Chattanooga, Murfreesboro, and Nashville to go through.
It was around December 20th.
Oh yeah.
Took us an extra hour to get there. There was no wrecks. It was just traffic, and like we've all been on the interstate where it slows down. You're like, why did it slow down? Just merging lanes and. But anyhow, enough of that. We play them Friday. This will be a good test for us. We need this. We've been having obviously easy games last couple games, but this will be a good test. You go look at the score. Somebody said, well, you done beat them by 26 or whatever. I can't remember, but we had to battle. This team is, they don't play in the TSSAA. They play in their own. They're kind of like Montverde. They don't play by the same rules that we do, and Somebody asked me how long is it a new school. I said, look, I've been there one time. It's sitting on the same campus as a church. It's called Clarksville Christian Academy.
Affiliated with that church.
Affiliated with that church, and they've got a little gym. It's decent size, probably holds 700 or 800. And I don't know the history. I just know I just heard about them the last couple of years, and that's because.
How did you hook up with them? Is it a connection there somehow?
Well, no. I met Trent Hassel several years ago at an AAU event. Ryan Howard's mother introduced me. RJ, Ryan's mother, introduced me to him. I think she lived in Clarksville for a little while, and he's kind of a known basketball person there. You know, as you say, he played at Clarksville High, Austin P, and then NBA a couple of years, I think. And I don't know if he played overseas after that, but anyhow, she introduced me to him 10 years ago or so, and we tried the last couple of years. We tried to schedule, but couldn't get the dates right. So this time, we were already back in school, and I just happened to call him. I knew a lot of people won't play him because he's private, and you know how it is. They feel like private schools are getting your kids.
Yeah.
I'd say the teams there in Clarksville probably all, I haven't checked exactly, but there's several schools, Kenwood, Clarksville, Northeast, Northwest, Rossview. I don't know that any of those play him because they probably feel like they are getting their kids. So he's struggling for games. And I don't know, I haven't talked to him, but I imagine his daughter's a sophomore. She has a teammate that's 6'3" also. And this is what I remember about this team, and I started watching film last night for so I couldn't help it. I watched an hour, and I remember this. They've got the two twin towers, and they've got a point guard that's very, very good, and they're not very deep, but those three are one heck of a trio, those three, and we'll have our hands full. And when you got 6'3", and the Hassel girl's a little better than the other one, but they both can play. This causes problems, and I don't know what they stand record-wise right now, but it's well above 500, well above 500.
I think it's 15-5 or something like that.
And they play, you know, they step out. They have teams, you know, obviously you got Bradley Central coming in there, and they're coming to us. They have other ranked teams, so they're used to playing at a high level, and we need to be ready because if not, this is a team that could possibly beat us.
Is that a team that you'd consider playing on down the road? You know, travel home and home each year?
Yeah, I don't.
If they would.
Yeah, if they want to keep it. It's a pretty long drive, but I mean, like I said, it took us over 4 hours to get there because of traffic. But that's pushing the envelope a little bit on a. You know, I think we played up there on a. Well, school was out. I think it was a Saturday.
Saturday afternoon, I believe, was sort of mid.
They're coming here on a Friday, so it had to be one of those deals. It's too far to go Tuesday, Monday, Thursday, but you know, very well could keep this up.
Yeah, well, we need good competition like that. We've got Friday night. We got them, and the next Tuesday we go to Howard, who's going to host the District 6 tournament this year, and then we close out with Cleveland next Saturday. And why is that on the 8th? I mean, is there a reason we're playing them on a Saturday?
Yeah, the reason we give Cleveland, we just finally gave in. You know, Bradley Cleveland's always a Friday.
Right.
And we saved a Friday for them, but they just didn't save one for us. And we tried, I don't know, we must have given them 8 or 9 Fridays, and we give them every Friday that we had, and they just couldn't accommodate any of them. So.
Is it the regular time, 6 or 7:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
3:30, 4:30.
That's Saturday the 8th, so that's a couple weeks out there. And then we've got East Hampton coming in, you know, our final district game of the year with them, and then we also have Knox Catholic on the Valentine's Day, no less, which we'll hear about on a Friday, the Valentine's Day, and that will be senior night as well. So get ready for all the grief.
We scheduled that last April, May, 1st of May, end of April. And, you know, when I'm writing that down, I don't have any idea it's Valentine's Day. I've done this a few times, and my wife has reminded me of it.
Yeah.
She said, well, not just, you know, any married man out there will tell you Valentine's Day, but it's a Friday night. I would suspect across the state of Tennessee.
Oh, they'll be
everybody's almost
full schedule.
Yeah, it's a full schedule. It just is what it is. Heck, I've had to work on my birthday before. I'm not making light of Valentine's Day. I think that I will make it up to my wife, and I will give her a rain check, and she can pick out wherever she wants to go to eat that next day. But on Friday night, we got business to take care of.
Well, your wife's a big part of the program. Everybody who knows anything about Bradley Central knows that having her here, and she's just as
she's in the middle of the concession stand.
Are.
She puts a lot of work into our concession stand, and I'm blessed to have her there, and she's very good with organizing that.
And I bet last night with the big crowd, I bet they really needed a lot of help. And
she told me a couple times how her feet and knee was hurting last night. I said, I appreciate the labor of love you put in for the Bearcats. It's really, you know, obviously I'm her husband coaching, but she cares about these girls too. And
Oh, yeah.
please, well,
She's always there for them. She goes to road games and out-of-town games, stuff like that.
much as she can, you know.
Yeah.
She has a job that demands a lot too. So I can tell you, when we went to Miami and Orlando, she went along, and but she's a good leveling. You know, everybody needs someone to keep you leveled out, and my wife does a good job of that. If I get out of line, she'll let me know.
Are the Bearcats playing up to their full capability at this point in the season? I mean, are we anywhere close to peaking? Do we need to, you know, tweak things as we go along? Are you pleased with where we're at?
You'll never touch everything you need to touch on, but you know, you got to be careful. If you're not careful, Gary, you'll be a jack of all trades and master of nothing.
Right.
And we hang our hat on our defense. Obviously, you got to score points. People will try different ways. You know, we saw a boxing one last night. We've seen it before this year, triangle and two. You know, you have to come up with some gimmick defenses. They're called gimmicks for a reason.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, that's not something you work on daily. A couple times a week, you know, if you look at my practice plan, everything's itemized down to the minute. A couple times a week, we'll have a little 10-minute block. Work on triangle and two offense. Boxing one. We have to practice a lot. Once again, it's not daily, but I'd say every other day I'm simulating. We're down 7, 3 minutes left, and the other team's got the ball. I got my first 5 or first 8. Yeah. You can't just go first 5. You know why?
They may not be in there.
State championship last year. Do you remember who was setting out?
I do. Tatiana and a heart.
Yeah, we had starters out. You had to have your top. In my case, top 9. I'm trying to have ready for any situation. Mm-hmm. You don't want to walk in and go, hey, I know you haven't ran that position, but get in there right now. We're down 5 points with 2 minutes left. You have to do that in practice. So you asked me if we peaked. I don't think we have.
That's good. We don't need to.
Yeah. I don't know how to keep a team from peaking. We're trying to be the best you can every day. We've talked about that before. I think our kids are still hungry. They better be. It doesn't help when we have big blowout games, but guess what? That's my job as a coach, to manage all that. Love Howard is right now, knock on wood, the only girl that's only varsity girl that's significantly injured. We got a couple JV girls. We've had 2 go down with concussions here in the last 2 weeks that are kind of in a wait and holding pattern. So there's a lot going on that people wouldn't know. Like, you know, we got 25 girls in the program, and I'm trying to be the coach to all of them. And so there's a lot of moving parts, but the good news, we have a lot of pieces to plug in, and I think this team is right where I want them to be right now.
Well, we've had a lot of these games that are blowouts like last night, and I mean, there's just a list of games that we've had. Mercy Rule, which is a 35-point lead in fourth period, and you pull your starters, and we've had starters not hit the floor in the second half in multiple games this year. Does that impact their starters for a reason? Does that impact their stamina or their
well, certainly, yeah. If you now look,
I mean, you sort of
you got to be. It's good to have a game where you can play everybody occasionally, but you don't need many of those. We've had a little too many of those, but I've got a really good team too. Yeah. So I think some of the teams are down a little bit. I'm not going to go through the whole. I think traditionally we got some teams that are not quite as good as they've been in the past.
I agree with you.
And then you've got a Bearcat team that may be good as any that's ever played here. So when you put all that together, the combination is a lot of lopsided games. And you know, you're right. Kimora Fields placed 10 minutes last night. She didn't, and we had a fairly light practice on Monday. And now, so she didn't get her cardio where she needed to go. Now, the good news, you're lowering the chances of injury. Mm-hmm. And these kids have, you know, I'm preaching share the ball, and you can see by our assists. Anybody who watches us, I think they say, well, they share the ball. But at the same time, these kids have individual goals. And I'm already getting emails and flyers for Miss Basketball from other schools. Now, we don't get to vote. We just get to, how should I say, that you can nominate
Yeah.
And I think TSSAA just looks, they take that into consideration. How many coaches, I guess I'm going to call it vote, but it's not the official voting. You know how this works, and I'm not going to get into all of it. It's a committee that gets together.
Yeah.
So you got kids trying to get their own personal goals and not be selfish, but I'm playing 10 minutes. You see the problem you got here. Like,
oh yeah.
It's hard to get in the 1,000-point club when you play 10 minutes a game.
Well, Kimura last night played 10 minutes. Leading scorer with him at 20 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. I mean, she's a complete package. She's a junior, folks.
8 for 9 from the field, I believe, right?
8 of 9 from the field, yes. 8 of 9 from the field. 1 of 1 from three-point range.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a completed package of any player we've ever had here, I think. And I've been watching the Barretts since I was a kid back in the 60s, and I'm here to tell anybody who listens to me, this is the best team that I've ever seen. We've had some really, really good teams. But overall, I think this is the best team that the Barretts have ever put on the floor, and I think they're showing that.
Well, you can say that, Gary, and
I know you
I'm not going to say that,
but I can.
And I've even been asked, is this the best team that I've had? And I can answer that if I wanted to, but I said, well, there's a couple chapters left to be written. Mm-hmm. It's unfair, but this is how sports work. You know, we're going into the Super Bowl here in the less than 2 weeks, right?
Right.
Me and you remember when the Buffalo Bills lost 4 in a row? Mm-hmm. They got runner-up in football 4 in a row.
Yep.
These young kids don't know that. I can't win the big one. They played in 4 championship games in a row. Come up short, very short in some of them. And so, but unfortunately, the winner gets the glory and the runner-up gets a silver trophy. And I've told people before, when we win the state championship, the difference between that and runner-up, and I've only been runner-up with boys and not with the girls, but I get 1,000 texts or phone calls. You get runner-up, you get 50.
Yeah.
And it's just, you can lose by 1 point, but that's just the way society is. And this team has a chance to go down in history here, but you know what? You could be the same team and just have bad luck. And, you know, I've got a kid home right now. I'm not going to mention it, who it is, but I've got a kid home in bed that starts for us. And she's got a low grade temperature. And you know, that could hit you right in the semifinals of the state tournament, and it might cost you a game.
Yep.
And but we're blessed. For every problem we've got 100 blessings, and I thank the good Lord for this bunch of girls I got.
Oh, well, I agree with you there, and we don't want to take for granted. You know, it's assumed that Barretts are going to be good every single year, and they have been for a long, long time. But it takes a lot of work from everybody involved in the Barrett program there, and we appreciate you. And Coach, thanks again for always sitting in with us each week.
My pleasure.
We'll be back and talk about, we're getting closer and closer, edging up toward the postseason. And that's going to take place, I think I said, starting on February
18th is what we have penciled in to be the start of the district tournament. The girls play on the 18th, boys on the 19th. So that's a Tuesday, Wednesday. That's 2 games a night, 2 girls games, 2 boys games. And then the way we got to have a district meeting, and we're going to have that pretty soon, maybe even next week. But that's what we have. I've texted a couple other coaches in district, and that's what we've all got down in our last meeting. So girls on February the 18th, 2 games, boys on the 19th, and then you would go to that Friday and play the girls consolation, 3rd and 4th, and you play the girls championship, and then on Saturday you would do the same with the boys. So what is that, 17, 18, 19, that's 20? February 20 and 21,
I believe it is on the 20th. It's a Saturday, I believe.
Yeah. 20th is Friday, and 21.
21st is Friday.
21st is
Because
Friday?
February the 14th is a Friday.
Well, February the 18th is a Wednesday.
Yeah.
19th.
I believe it starts on Wednesday the 18th.
No, the tournament starts on Tuesday.
Tuesday the 18th.
Maybe the 18th.
Okay.
Is that what it is? We can look it up here. It starts on that Tuesday, whatever that is, February the, you may be.
That'd be the 18th. Yes.
18th, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So I'm sorry.
Because Friday's 14th.
18th, girls, 19th, boys. Skip Thursday, girls play on 21, boys play on 22.
That'll wrap it up then. And we'll then get ready for the region.
And we ready for the
If you
region?
win the district, come in second in the district, you're going to host the first round of the region on your home floor.
Big deal to host that first round on your home floor, and then you got to win 3 games there, and you go into the sub-state, and Still a lot of basketball, tons of basketball yet played, but
Let's just get Clarksville.
let's get through Clarksville.
Let's get through them, and we'll talk about this next week again.
Certainly.
Until next time, for Coach Reuter, appreciate him again, and this is Gary Orman saying so long for now. God bless, and go Bearettes.